What is up, JL Life? Today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to install the LinksWell T-Style 5th Gen radio unit in your Jeep JL or JT. Stay tuned. So LinksWell reached out to the channel and asked if they could send out this unit for us to do a video on. I accepted in exchange. They requested that I do an unboxing and install and a review. I don't know how much of a review I'm going to do in this video, but I will be highlighting some of the features of the system. I don't want this to be a really long video, but we will be getting into that. This particular video will be, of course, the unboxing and the installation process and a quick overview of the system. Here's everything that was in the box. As you can immediately see, this is Android based, but it works both with Android and iPhone. Open up the box. You have a warranty card and location to find the install instructions and manual for the system is also on the system and online on LinksWell website. Inside the first box, lots of connectors, mounting brackets, and a speaker and microphone, and a cleaning cloth. The next bit that we're going to be taking out is going to be the actual head unit. A really nice thing about this unit, it comes with a massive 12.1 inch touchscreen. Kind of reminds me of a Tesla, but not quite. I've driven in vehicles that have no physical buttons in the head unit area, and that drives me insane. This unit also comes with physical buttons, which I am a huge fan of the important things. Of course, the air conditioning, which we really don't use too much, but of course the volume, the tuner, hazard lights, your on-off for the auto start stop, your parking sensors if it has it, your traction control, and your hill descent are all located on this system. As you can see, the only thing that we will be reusing is going to be the push to start button, but I'll show you how to get to that here during the install. It comes with a shaped bezel. It will give it a very clean install once in. Of course, the back size had all the plugs that we're going to need to plug in. This should be relatively simple. It also has an HDMI out. The 12.1 high def touchscreen, it has a P6 64GB processor, so it should run smoothly and not be all laggy. I can't stand that in older tablets. Built-in DSP, HDMI out. It has 3 5-volt RCA outputs, AM, FM radio, USB music and video playback. Has Apple and Android CarPlay. Has Bluetooth 6.2. It's, of course, Wi-Fi capable. You can connect it to the Google Play Store, the Google Chrome Store, so as long as you have an internet connection, and of course you can use your phone's Wi-Fi to access those features. It has that factory match bezel to give it the clean install. It retains the factory camera. It actually has 3 channels for inputs for the camera box. Now let's get into the install. First things first, disconnect the battery. And don't forget to unplug the secondary battery, otherwise it'll still be grounded out. So what we're going to move to next is removing the control unit in the center. Just a plastic pry tool will work. Affiliates linked to Amazon below are the ones I use. Just get behind it and pull against the clips and disconnect the plugs out the back. We will be removing the push to start, so just keep that handy. And to remove that, I'll show you how to do that when it is time. The next thing we will want to remove is going to be the screen. So to remove the screen, we should be able to get to it without taking off this top dash piece. There's 2 screws underneath, just Phillips head. Go ahead and get your Phillips head and take both of those screws out. Then you should be able to grab up from underneath the bezel, give it a steady, firm pull back, and it should come right out. Again, all it's holding on are those plastic clips. So the next thing we're going to be doing is removing the 4 screws going around the screen unit. As you're removing your screws, it's a good idea to throw them into your cup holder so you don't accidentally drop and lose one under the seat. So with the screen pulled out, on the back end there is a handful of connections that we're going to need to disconnect. Of course, the antenna, the camera. To be honest with you, not too sure what they're all to, but these clips are very easy. Then of course the main head unit, as easy as that. Then our screen is out. All right, the next thing we're going to do is remove the ignition button. Super simple to do. There are 3 screws holding it on. Here, here, and here. It uses a size 5.5. Then comes right out. So the next thing we're supposed to install is the microphone for the unit. I'm debating if I want to install it. I probably should for the sake of the video. Yeah, let's do it. The first thing we need to do is remove the trim piece from underneath the steering wheel. This is super easy. You just grab it and pull on it. Said it was easy, Mo. I know. There it goes. The next piece they want us to remove is actually going to be this side panel. So the best way to remove this panel, if you push down on the bottom, it'll create some separation up here. You can slide in your pry tool and start popping out your clips. I'm sorry, this is just a really difficult angle for me to film because my back covers it. So from here, what you're going to be doing is running the mic wire from this top corner along the seam of these 2 trim pieces down the side. Of course, you're going to be pushing it behind the trim. Then it's going to run underneath the steering wheel to the center console area where it will plug in. So let's do this real quick. So how I'm going to run this, just because I couldn't really find a way to make it stick nicely up there. Ran the microphone right here. Of course, ran it behind the trim, up under the steering wheel, and it's coming out through the opening for the console. So the next thing you're going to install is the speaker. Not too sure what the speaker serves, if the system talks to you or if it's just for notifications type of stuff. It's a little strange. I would think all audible notifications would be going through the speakers on within the Jeep itself, but it's a sticky tape. And again, I don't know if I need this, but I'm going to install it. Again, for the sake of the video and the install, give you guys a full review. But I'm just going to stick it under the dash. And of course, the cord's going to go to the back of the head unit. good firm push. They also have holes you can put screws in or tie it into an existing screw. So the next thing we want to do is fish the speaker and the microphone lines behind all the dash panels. I like to use a long screwdriver just because they're rigid. But you'll push it down through an opening in the back to where your wires are down here at the bottom. Get some tape. Tape the ends to the end of the screwdriver. Just make sure you're not wrapping anything up. On through. Come on. There we go. Next thing we can do is install our ignition onto the new unit. Of course, just flipping it around, lining it up. Oh, there it is. So the next thing we should be able to do is get our connectors and start connecting all the cables. Everything has labels on it, so that's nice. Everything should be pretty plug and play. Plugging the wire harness into the main harness to the Jeep without amp, with amp. So there are two different plugs. If you have the factory amp, the Alpine amp, make sure you use the one that says with the amp. If you don't. This is important because the way the digital signal is received with the head unit, it won't work correctly if you plug in the wrong plug. Of course, this unit also comes with the GPS, a standalone GPS system. When installing the antenna for it, it's just a 3M tape. Just find somewhere inside the dash that's plastic to attach it to so you don't get interference. I need my instructions. Okay, I think I figured out all the wiring. Honestly, there is a absolute ton of wiring harness in here. Just take your time and slowly just start figuring out where all the plugs fit into. Ugh. Like, I really want to show you guys what I did, but I don't even know what the fuck I did. Well, what I would suggest doing is starting by plugging in the power cord, add the head unit last. There's a wire that says to climate, and of course that goes to the climate wires behind the dash, not to the actual head unit. You will not use all of these plugs because unless you got all those fancy things. There's also a Wi-Fi antenna, which I'm pushing to the left. There is a GPS antenna I'm pushing to the right. The GPS antenna is back there, and my Wi-Fi antenna is pushing the other way. You're going to need to reuse the plastic retention clips on your old unit. Then you're going to install your brackets. You're going to reuse the factory bolts that you took out. There's a right and a left side. And so aside from figuring out where all these darn wires plug into, The next pain in the ass is going to be getting all this to fit behind the dash because there's not a lot of space, and we are adding a lot of wire harness. I'm going to pause the video because this is probably going to take me a minute. And of course, you don't want to just start hard forcing it because you will crack your screen, which I'm trying my best to stay calm. This wiring harness is just so freaking massive. All right, I think I've figured out how to get this in better. So I kind of cleaned up the wires so they kind of flow together. I kind of had everything nested all together, and that was because I was trying to figure out where to plug all these darn cables into. In the process, I had a bunch of cables that I had plugged in that didn't go to anything. This JL was very basic when we bought it. There were no real extra features to it. So I'm just not going to have those plugged in to the unit. And another really important plug to have in is going to be this top plug. This black plug comes off with a bunch of different yellow cables. You want to make sure that you plug the one that says factory cam input into the one that says reverse AHD output. This is important. This needs to be done in order for your camera to work. Now, hopefully, I can get this to go in smoother. Yeah, there's a lot of cables. You just got to kind of think of it from a cable management perspective. Not having wires twisted, not having them pull on each other. Okay, we're close. So what I want to do, see if I can get one of these bolts in. Oh, come on, dude. You are so close. You're right there. Just go in. Just go in. Go into your hole. Are you too good for your home? Like, it's all tucked. It's just getting hung up, and I got this nasty glare of the sun in my eyeballs. Oh, shit. I got it. After securing down your 4 security bolts, I need to go buy better security bolt bits, because though they give you the tool, this is not the best of tools. There it is. Let's see if it starts. Connect the battery. And I need to tighten the bolts. On a later date. That's all I'm doing. And yeah. And anyways, that's all I'm going to be doing today. I need some time with this system to make sure One, I know what I'm doing before I show it to you, to make sure everything works. So I'll check back in with you guys at a later date. So this is where we started. Stock radio, small screen, not a lot of features. It works, but it's nothing special. Definitely not what I would call smart. Then comes this, the Gen 5 LinksWell T-Style head unit. Right out of the box, it looks like a huge upgrade. Massive screen, sleek design, and real physical buttons, which personally I love, because full touchscreen setups in cars are just annoying. I was actually surprised how fast the screen was. It's responsive, no lag, swipes feel instant, menus load quick, it feels premium. Not like some cheap tablets that stick in your dash. And yeah, wireless CarPlay. No cables, no fumbling, just get in and go. It connects automatically every time. Clean, simple, reliable. Also, shout out to the physical controls. Volume knob, AC, it's all easy to use. It's a great balance between a touchscreen tech and hands-on control. Now here's something important to know. There's a lot you can customize in this system. Menus, settings, layout options, built-in apps, you name it. You could seriously spend hours playing around and still not hit everything inside. Don't worry, the core features like CarPlay, music, climate controls are simple and intuitive. It's only as deep as you want to go. And one more thing I need to touch on, the UI. It seems a little dated, like something I would have seen back in 2010. Not that big of a deal if you're using CarPlay, because CarPlay looks like CarPlay. Install-wise, not bad, but not simple either. The wiring harness is chunky. The nice thing is all the wires are already labeled. Also, one heads up, the USB ports. You can't use your factory ones. LinksWell gives you 2 new ones, but they're just loose wires. So unless you want them dangling in your glove box, you'll need to get creative. But when it's all said and done, it looks factory. Clean fit, OEM style finish, and it completely transforms the interior. It gives the Jeep JL the modern touch it honestly deserves. So just so we're clear, LinksWell did send me this Gen 5 unit to review, but my thoughts, install experience, and opinions, 100% my own. No scripts, no filters. So here is just one final gripe. No matter how much I've tried to get this little section to sit flush, I'm having the damnedest time getting it to sit. And from my research, I'm not the only one having this issue. So this unit is really nice, but it's nothing that I would classify as a perfect product. There are some shortcomings with it. However, not to say that this product is not good. It is a nice upgrade to what we had in the JL before. If you are interested in this product, there is an Amazon affiliate links below. Just so you know, I do make a small commission based upon the link, but no extra charge to you. It's just a nice, simple way of supporting the channel. But guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until the next one, y'all, keep it easy. Bye.